What's up, dudes? My name is Nick. Welcome back for another K-pop news video. Today I'm gonna try and keep this one relatively short. I got a lot of stuff to do for videos coming up to finish off the year, but and so that means there isn't gonna be a reaction video today. But we're gonna talk about some news really quickly so that we got some stuff out. And I think that this news is something that is very interesting to me at the very least. And that is, of course, that the duo of producers, I guess, called Black Eyed Pilseung, who have produced songs for Twice, A-Pink, Sistar, a bunch of hits that have come out from girl groups over the last couple of years. These two guys are responsible for it. And we've got news that I just saw the other day that they are actually looking to form their own girl group. So I guess a while back, or at least sometime in the past, they kind of formed their own company, their own agency, whatever you want to call it, called High Up Entertainment, which is a part of CJ So that's like the CJ has their own music thing that they do. They actually produce and publish their own music, and then they've also got ownership part or the run or the subsidiary company. There's a bunch of other record labels that are under them, which I think like Polaris and some of those kinds of things are under CJ. I might be wrong because it seems to change pretty frequently who's associated with CJ like that, but these guys and their company called High Up Entertainment, like I said previously, are associated with them, and they're going to be looking to form their own girl group. Not that anybody cares, but here's some information too about the fact that they're going to be basically having auditions starting next month across Korea, and they're looking for people who have been born in between the years of 1997 and 2005. So that is the oldest you could possibly be, I believe, is like 20 potentially. And to be completely honest, if you're going to be debuting at 20 as a part of a group, then you're probably a little old for K-pop, and I doubt that they're going to be any 1997 age girls born in 1997 that are going to be part of this group, to be completely honest, because it just is the way that it is with the industry. So I saw this and I'm like, so these guys definitely have the production chops and the success and the CV, the resume to kind of show that these guys have the capability to produce music and produce hits for their own girl group. But the question to me is, do they have the management skills? Do they have the other aspects that come with running their own company to actually make this girl group a success? And the example of a producer that kind of formed their own agency and then did their own thing with making music, that I think is like, on one hand, it's provided some pretty good quality music, but on the other hand, the business success just hasn't been there, is Brave Brothers with Brave Entertainment, Brave Girls, whoever else is associated with that company. They've produced some really good music, definitely stuff that's very enjoyable, but unfortunately it just isn't something that has had success. Now, I think that Brave Entertainment is kind of the outlet for Brave Bros or Brave Brothers, Brave Sound, whatever you want to call them, to kind of make stuff outside of their just generic hits, because Brave Sound, they have there's a formula to the music that gets produced from that producer, those producers, and it works. It has worked very well in the past. They made all their money off of that, but the songs that Brown Eyed Girls got or Brave Girls, I'm sorry, have gotten is something that's completely different from the songs that they've produced for other K-pop groups. And unfortunately, it's really good music, but their most recent releases haven't really kind of lived up to the levels of success that the songs that those guys have produced for other groups have. And so that's really kind of the question. It's a really kind of an interesting thing, because obviously if Black Eyed Pilseung is going to be producing songs for their own girl group, then I have no reason to believe that musically and all of that their songs aren't going to be successful. But when it comes to running a business, running their record label to actually be profitable and do stuff like that, I honestly have no idea, because like I said, looking at the Brave Sound, or the Brave Brothers, whatever you want to call those guys, example, their business sense, I guess, has not potentially been the best. But then again, maybe the reason for Brave Entertainment is not exactly to be the most, to become a powerhouse or a major player in K-pop. Maybe it's just a place to kind of experiment and have some fun with music. I have no idea. Whatever the goals of these guys are, if Black Eyed Pilseung is going to be, I also, of course, don't know, but I would assume that since they are associating themselves with CJ E&M, that, well, they're going to have to sell some albums, sell some songs, get some streams, win some music shows, you know, just in general try and, I guess, compete with some of the hits that they've made for other groups. And, you know, like I said previously, I don't think that they're going to fail in that regard. It just, I guess, is a question of how well they can manage the group. And again, I have no idea what the details are on how involved they're going to be in the management, if they're going to be like, they're going to produce music for their own company, but they're not going to be like the CEOs or anything like that. Like, they're not going to be calling the shots. They're going to have another CEO. No idea exactly how all of that is going to work, but it's definitely going to be really interesting to hear when this group actually like makes their debut, to kind of see what it is, see what their music is going to be, all this other stuff. Also, just going to be interesting to see if the group actually even sees the light of day, because that's also a thing too. Like, who knows exactly if they're going to be able to put together a group of 3 girls even that are going to be something that they'll be happy with, and that they will be able to kind of train into K-pop idols to put together a group. You know, there's lots of really interesting kinds of questions associated with this, but at the same time, there's a lot of excitement and a lot of intrigue to kind of see what the future holds when it comes to, you know, how this is going to play out. So I'm a little skeptical, to be completely honest, you know, but at the same time, like, I definitely think that it's going to be successful. You know, but I can also see ways in which these guys are going to kind of fail in a certain sense with their new group and their new company, because, you know, they kind of have to live up to the expectations that they've set with their music that they've produced for other groups. So, you know, like, if they're not as successful as Twice, then maybe this group's going to be considered a failure, or, you know, heaven forbid, the fans' least favorite word, one of the most hated words in K-pop, and then maybe people are going to call their group a flop. Nobody wants to be called a flop. Well, fans don't want their groups to be called a flop. So hopefully the group doesn't do that, and we can get some interesting music from these guys. That's going to be very, very interesting. So that's really all that I've got about this. You know, nothing really. I mean, more details with this one than yesterday when I talked about Psy and his interest in starting a new entertainment company. And I think a little bit more, you know, in my mind, a little for my own thoughts, a little bit better and more, you know, in depth, I guess. But, you know, that is what it is. They give me some actual, like, more information as to all of this stuff, and I could talk about it a little bit more in depth and have some better thoughts. So that's all I got to say. I want to know what you guys think about this. Would you guys think that Black Eyed Pilseung are you know, making a good move to start form their own idol group, or do you think they're going to be successful? Do you think they're going to fail? Is it going to be somewhere in between? Whatever it is that you think, I'm interested in hearing what you guys have got to say about that, and of course why. So throw your comments and your responses, and just share your thoughts and opinions down below. Don't be afraid to share whatever it is that you think. Even if you think that people aren't going to agree, people aren't going to like it, it's going to be controversial, I don't care. I'm building a community here that's all about having some free and open discussion about our thoughts and opinions, whether we agree or disagree. So if that is a community that you guys are interested in becoming a part of, then please do consider clicking on the subscribe button down below. So with all that being said, that's going to be the end of this video. So as always, I'm going to thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time.